I'm just so excited to get to share with you guys my absolute favorite recipe, as well as my grandma and my family history.
Okay, say it again. I wasn't on. What? I wasn't on. You want to say it again?
Shoals, Indiana, 1903.
So we're reading through our mom's double cousins write-up of when they came out here in the 70s.
So we are out here looking for our great
Based on those writings of Marcellus, this has got to be it.
Finally a breakthrough instead of a roadblock. Good morning, guys. It's good to see you all.
I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Running out of town just to celebrate. The fortune's here to stay. A one-way ticket to a better day. A rocking chair and a glass of wine. In the shade of a tree and I'm feeling fine. There's not a lot to ask when life is going by so fast. One breath away.
So we literally have no idea where we are. Hey guys, happy Thanksgiving. Right now, at the time that I'm filming this, it's about 72 degrees or so, but there's a huge cold front coming through and it's going to get down to like 28 degrees by the morning, so there's going to be a little bit of rain, and even one of the weathermen are saying that there might be snow. I don't believe him. He always says there's snow. But there is a big storm about to blow through, and all this talk of rain and snow and cooler temps really has me feeling pretty cozy. And of course, the season makes me reminiscent of loved ones and days gone by, which makes me want to share with you my grandma's corn pudding recipe. It is just not the holidays unless I have this southern corn pudding. It is just absolutely one of my favorite things. So it's all about our grandma Cookie today. She moved from southern Indiana to Iowa and married a first-generation Swedish farmer, my grandpa, Fred, and she was known for her baking and her cooking. Her cherry pies were legendary, and I still have not figured out how to make those ding-dang chocolate chip cookies. That's where she gets her name, Grandma Cookie, because she always had oatmeal, walnut, chocolate chip cookies that were amazing, and I could never make them right. I just cannot get them the way Grandma made them. And she was known for teaching Sunday school at the Baptist church. She raised her children through the Great Depression. She sent 3 of her 4 kids off to WW2, and she lost her oldest brother to TB after he got back from World War I. So back in May, on our road trip to the Appalachian Mountains, Karen and I went to southern Indiana. We had to go see Shoals, Indiana. That is where Grandma was born, in Corydon and Martin County, because we'd heard so many stories about this area, and we just had to see it for ourselves. Hey, we're in Indiana! We have a treat for you today. Today we're going to find our roots, basically, in southern Indiana.
AKA, who do you think you are?
Kind of a who do you think you are episode. I am just so excited to get to share with you guys my absolute favorite recipe from, well, growing up, and my favorite holiday recipe, as well as my grandma and my family history. Grandma's recipe has table crackers, milk, eggs, creamed corn, lots of butter. You just cook it until it's done in the middle, and it comes out and it's the most delicious, wonderful thing you've ever eaten in your life. So it takes some creamed corn. I always put 2 cans of creamed corn in mine. And it takes 2 cups of milk. And it calls for 1 cup of cracker crumbs. I'm gonna go ahead and squish up all my crackers. Before I forget, I should add that you're gonna need enough cracker crumbs to go over the top of your dish that you're using, because you're going to take crunched up crackers you're going to put in a bag with some butter, mush them all up, and then sprinkle it on the top right before it's done baking. See, I have a bunch of the crackers in there already. I still have some packages to put in there, but let's go ahead and stir it up and see how many more crackers we're going to need. So it feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and put the eggs in. It takes 2 eggs. I should have put the eggs in first, along with the milk and the cream corn. I don't know what I was thinking. I was all excited. I couldn't wait to share it with you. Oh, it smells so good. So then, once we have that all mixed in, you take pats of butter and you just literally whack pats of butter inside, and then you bake it at 350 for an hour or so, just until a knife poked in the middle of it comes out clean. But right before that, that's when we put the cracker crumbs and butter on it. So here you go. This is kind of what you have. Okay, well, we're gonna just pop this in the oven. And here is the corn pudding recipe in my grandma's handwriting. So while this cooks, let's go look at some photos. Well, there's my mom when she was a baby. She was the last of 4 kids. Hey, you know what? We'll just start from me. So I'm Kelly, and I have 4 siblings: Carrie, Bill, Nancy, and Karen. Our parents are Shaylin, or Bud, and Carolyn. They were married in 1956. But it's really all about Carolyn, that side of my family. And she had 3 siblings: Raymond, Margaret, and Donald. And their parents were Fred and Anna. But it's all about Anna's family, so it's my maternal grandma's side. Her parents were Charles and Sarah. They were from Southern Indiana.
How about the breakfast that she fixed? Because you said there was a wagon
Oh,
woman.
yeah, she always made pancakes and biscuits and fried sausage or bacon and made gravy and had oatmeal and maybe cooked rice.
For breakfast. This is just for breakfast. And then there was all these dishes, and Aunt Mary and Mama were the 2 youngest girls, and they had to wash up all the dishes. And you didn't say, well, I don't want to, did you?
We didn't wash them in a sink. We didn't have sinks. We had a big dish pan, and you had to heat water on a tea kettle on the stove to scald them with. They didn't have powdered soap. You had bars of soap. Mom always hung up the soapy water, and you had Bell's naphtha or
Did you ever have ivory? Did you have to make your own soap?
we had our own soap, but
My mom made her own soap when I was a teenager.
I made it just to use up the extra
The fat.
They did have soap then.
Well, did Grandma Allen, I remember her always having bars of ivory.
She had 6 siblings: John, or Uncle Burr, Mabel, or Aunt May, Julia, or Aunt Jude, Aunt Tida, or Aunt Tidy, Aunt Mary, then there's my grandma, then there's Charles, or how we know him, Uncle Bud.
How about your sisters? Aunt May was the first one.
There was 5 of us. I had 4 sisters and 2 brothers.
And one died after World War I.
Yeah.
In World War I? No, after. Because that man had TB. Because that one brother, we left that just dangling. John, he died from TB after having that flu left him weak or something. You know,
We had that flu in 1918. Just really, people died like flies.
and weren't you sick too?
Oh, yeah. Mary went somewhere to help and got the flu, and of course we got it from her, all of us that was at home.
Did he get
Well,
TB?
where we lived up there, where we were all born, except Bud up at Shoals, there was some people by the name of Dave that was neighbors, and every one of them had TB. And John and May played with those children, and evidently got those TB germs.
So Aunt May had TB?
And she had TB and had to go to a sanitarium when she was first married, and John died in a hospital in Denver.
Oh my!
After he had been in World War
I.
Well, we are about to enter the town of Shoals, and we are beyond excited because we've heard so many stories about this area from our grandma. You are? Well, we're here in front of the White River. Oh goodness, hey guys. I didn't realize there's a zillion of you. So I had read all about the Martin County Historical Society and Museum, but when we got there, it was closed. We didn't make it in time. So we just walked around and looked at all the fun things they had outside. And then Karen discovered that one of our great-great-great-grandparents were buried in a cemetery there in Shoals. So that's where we headed next. So we are out here looking for our great Grandma and Grandpa Allen, Charles and Mariah Allen. Mariah Norman was her maiden name. So let's see if we can find them. There's absolutely no signal, so I can't just look it up at Find a Grave, because I was trying.
So we're reading through our mom's double cousins write-up of when they came out here in the 70s, and we're looking for our, I don't know, 3 times great-grandparents' grave, the Andrew Allen and Mariah Norman Allen. We're not having any luck, but that's okay, at least we came.
And after that, we were off to find the old family homestead.
To French Lick, which is a big freaking deal.
Why is French Lick a big freaking deal?
Continue on US 150 East for 6 miles.
I can't. Local traffic only.
We'll do it anyway.
Do it anyway?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Google's not telling me no, right?
Right.
Of course, all I have to do is come back.
Head west toward US 150 East, Indiana's historic pathways, South Spur.
The farm was between Shoals and West Baden. Grandpa Allen and son John hauled coal to West Baden for extra income. The summer house was a log cabin. By the log cabin was a Keystone culvert. At one time, the stagecoach route was over it. In later years, when the highway was put through, they couldn't improve on it, so they just left it. When Aunt May was a child, she would sit out in the yard and watch people dressed in their fancy clothes riding by in their fancy carriages on their way to celebrations into town. We can't go any further.
So maybe you gotta go around like they did.
Maybe.
Not the first ones to do that move either.
Again, we were
Take
foiled.
the next right onto Wyndham Road, then turn right onto US 150 East.
The road is closed, so hopefully we can find a way around so we can go see this.
Crap test. Foiled again by road construction. So here's Shoals, and we wanted to come down this road to West Baden Springs, but it's you can't right here. So we're now on this road, 545. We're going to come down to 56 and then go back up to it. Not going where we thought it would. Now what?
Okay, just continue on this road.
4th Street, Indiana's history pathways.
And we're back in Shoals.
Shoals.
It's Hotel California.
Actually, a gas station.
Natchez?
Natchez is where we're going. Hey, Bill.
Hey, I may not work here.
Oh, awesome. We are not here.
We're playing.
We are playing. We are at Martin State Forest. very soon.
Ding, 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 ding,
wow,
ding,
look
ding,
at
ding.
this. This is cliffs all the way
Oh,
up.
wow.
It's the deep cut road. Country roads. I belong in Indiana. We're trying to get the heck out of Dodge. Can't find the road. We found a forest instead. That was pretty cool.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto US 150 East.
Going from Shoals on Highway 150, just before getting to Natchez, you come to the farm that they rented.
Did you live on a farm in Indiana? What kind of work did you have to do?
Oh, we had to carry in wood and get water because there was no running water.
When did you get a car?
Oh, we never did.
Never did get a car. Had a horse and Not after buggy? she was married. Had a horse and buggy.
Or the folks got one later on, and Bud down and drove it, but all the time I saw we never had a car.
Not very well could be a kill. That's highly likely. Based on those writings of Marcellus, this has got to be it. There's the Natchez church. There's a
Old
farmhouse, and on the other side there's old barns, and there's cemeteries right by the
And there was
barn.
a culvert over there.
Yep.
There it is. The old family
This is
farm.
what we think. Well, it's not ours. We rented it.
They lived in one house in the summer and another in the winter. Both houses were on the Stritt farm. Coming from Shoals to Natchez, you get to the place where the summer house was before getting to the place where the winter house was. Finally, a breakthrough instead of a roadblock. The farm buildings were by the log cabin. There was a cemetery in the back of the barn. Aunt Julia told us a story about the time the cow tossed her over the fence and into the cemetery. And this was on a hill up from the road. Higher still on the hill was a spring, from which they would carry water to use.
Hey, wasn't that fun? I mean, it was totally worth it. It was like getting to be a detective on your own family history. Like, all the clues were there. Marcella did a great job.
So you did all kinds of Little House on the Prairie type. Like that book was
Didn't you have
written.
a creek? Didn't you have to go? You didn't have a creek got the water, but didn't you have a well or something? You had to go get the water from or something?
Well, up in Martin County, where we were born in Shoals, there was a spring, they called it, that you had to go quite a ways to get water.
You mean every drop of water that went in that house, you had to go clear up?
Unless you could catch rainwater at the corner of your house when it rained and carry that to.
And tell about how Grandma Allen, tell about how you had to wash on the board and stuff. You have the water. How did you heat it? Where did you heat it at?
Well, the stove, we had a stove that had the stoves we used to have had a top to them, and you put the boiler on the stove and heated it.
But somebody had to go get all
You
that
had to
water.
carry it, you had to go and carry it in and put it into the
And
bed.
tell how your mom kept all you girls so nice and clean and all your dresses clean and braided their hair and made them all just, because she didn't believe in not having them nice and neat.
Since I don't own a drone, here, look. See the red truck going on the map? That's us.
Navigate to the courthouse.
All right, Martin County Courthouse.
Both of our great-great-grandparents were born and raised around Corydon, Indiana. So that was the next stop. We headed off to Corydon to see what we could find.
Lost again, going back around. Dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars. Shouldn't they enlighten my near and far? Shouldn't they at all just tell me where you are? Send a prayer if I'm out of luck. Send a little love and I'll make it back. Send me a letter and a bottle
fun today.
Hello.
Is it okay?
Oh, we're still driving around Central Cemetery. We're in Central Indiana, which is where the Watsons are from. We're about 30 minutes from the Airbnb, though.
Okay. You're still driving around the cemetery looking for Watson?
No,
We're in a town called Central Indiana. In that town, there is a cemetery. We just drove by. But somewhere out here is a road called Watson Road. That's where they all lived.
Halfway
Well, we found it. It is Watson Road. Look there, Watson Road. That's so cool. We found it. Who would have thunk it? Well, that's the end of our tour. There's a car coming. They think I'm a nutcase. Anyway, we found it. We're in Watson Road. So cool. Alright, it's not quite done yet. Give it another 10 minutes. Alright, it's all finished. Let's go ahead and give this a taste. I got a little warm, so I took the sweater off. Also, this got a little done, a little brown, but it's still delicious. Let's taste it. Whew. See if I can taste it without burning myself. That is so good. Guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give it a like if you liked it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Well, it's a couple days later and look at this. They were right, it did snow.